No, it reminds me of the Family Guy bit when Peter's got his. He's like, I need my thinking grenades, and he like throws a grenade out the window.
Yes.
He's like, interesting.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep my mouse far away so I don't have like
just don't touch it.
yeah. Hey man, look, I can't control my hands. I can't control what my hands do
Just
during these times.
just sit there. You just gotta sit
And
there.
that what you got in trouble for in college work is your hands.
Whoa,
Your handsy.
hey, yo,
He is a
man.
handsy boy. He's a handsy boy.
Eric, I thought there were things we weren't going to talk about on the pod.
No, everything's on the table.
Okay, all right. Well, we're live, boys. What a way to be live. I am. So as you boys know, I'm fighting through a little bit of a little sickness right now. This is my
that time of year.
It's that time of year. This is gonna be my Jordan flu game. My my Kurt Schilling bloody sock game.
Okay.
It's just gonna be my mildly sore throat, lingering cough game is what this is gonna be, basically. So
Perseverance.
Perseverance, exactly. So for those watching on YouTube, you're gonna see me probably veer off camera and coughing my lungs out at times. I'll try to mute as much as I can, so to keep that out of the recording for the viewers. Got to keep the viewers happy. You know what I mean?
For you all on the YouTube, you will see him in his Marv from
Marv
from Home Alone. Yeah,
you were so excited about the joke, you messed it up.
I know, I messed it up. That's on my face. Not
And
yours.
you do give off the vibe of someone that's kind of struggling. Glasses in, double layer looking jacket and sweatshirt.
Yeah, look, it's not fun around these parts lately. So it's been a rough couple days, but we're powering through, man. I gotta do it for the people.
Was it the full body cold, or was it just the cough, sore throat, or is it? You know what I mean, head condition.
The first couple days it was full body, like just straight
real,
full body.
like a real sickness.
Yeah, I thought it was a flu for a second. Yeah,
Sucks.
Yeah, but hey man, we're powering through. Now it's just the lingering cough, which is always the worst part of it, in my opinion.
That one stinks too. And that's when people, because by the time you start feeling better, people in your house are already getting kind of sick of you, and then you introduce a nice cough that won't go away for about a week or two, and then you really drive people nuts.
Yeah, and the kind of cough I have, it just sneaks up on you. Like I could be talking normally right now, and all of a sudden it'll just hit me, and then I'm on like a 10-second coughing rant, like a rampage, basically.
The spit, the cough follicles are all over your laptop screen.
Oh God. Yep.
Clean that mic.
Yeah.
Dude, you got the foam mic.
That's why I have the that's why I have the protection.
Oh, it's foam.
Nice.
It's gonna soak in there. It's gonna be like moldy next pod. He's gonna be spitting all over it. It's gonna be all green.
Listen, hey, we'll have to see what next week has in store for us with how this turns out. So
plot twist: there is no next week.
Yeah, perfect segue, Eric. What I was going to get to my next point. Quick programming note: we will not be having a new episode next week. The sleepy dads, aren't going to be so sleepy. Eric and Brandon are running a Spartan race in North Carolina.
Savage Dad podcast.
Yeah. So yeah, they're gonna be gone for the weekend. So we're not gonna try to double record like we did one time or try to squeeze in. We're just gonna take a week off. Everybody rest up. There we go. For those on the YouTube, Eric is showing off his previous Spartan race medal.
We have to defend our title.
Yeah. All right. So before we get into the fake ad read, just a quick call to action for any of those viewers that are out there supporting the Sleepy Dads that haven't hit the subscribe button. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds. Doesn't hurt anybody. It just
costs nothing.
Cost zero. 0.00 is what it costs. It just further supports the Sleepy Dads. So wherever you get the podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, make sure you hit that subscribe button. With that being said, let's go ahead and roll right into the fake ad read of the week. Take it away, Eric.
All right, just a little trying to pay the bills with these sponsorships. So today's Sleepy Dads podcast is brought to you by Celsius. At Celsius, we aim to inspire those who want to live fit by giving them a sustained energy source that's specially formulated to work with your body to help you reach your goals. So hear me out. The calendar flips to November, and your wife announces to the family that it's time to bring out the Christmas decorations and embrace the holiday spirit. But you know that means you have to crawl into the attic or basement or garage and haul up 13 boxes of Christmas decorations that are all oddly shaped and mislabeled. And maybe you've also been watching the Tennessee Titans play a football game, which has completely sucked the energy from your soul. Well, that's where Celsius comes in. Pop a can open and get ready to ride the energy wave, and you'll have those decorations out on display in no time. So next time, be sure to use promo code Celsius Keeps Me Going 20 for 20% off your next purchase.
But
nice. I could really go for a Celsius now. Thank you, Eric.
Boys love Celsius.
I did. Yeah.
Eric got me on a Celsius.
That ad was free. I'll do free PR for Celsius.
Celsius can get all the free PR in our books.
Keeps the sleepy dads going, Brandon. Okay. We're not all gifted with your unlimited energy supply.
Yeah, for real.
Drink
Brandon.
a lot of coffee. If you ever want to do a Starbucks ad or something, I'll be. We may have already done that. I don't even know.
Yeah, we may have. We did.
We did
it was a pumpkin spice latte. Yeah,
that's right. I think did you do a Folgers tune?
I've done Folgers.
Yep. Folgers too.
I'm running very sleepy.
Yeah. It's all energy. Pretty much all energy stuff.
On brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. Before we move on to Dad Stories of the Week and just catching up, Brandon, did you tell your brother that we were recording? Because he's
picture. Texting us right now.
Yeah. He sent a modified logo. It says Sleepy Dads since 2004. No days off. And he's right. You're right, Tyler. Shout out to Tyler.
Literally, that was that, we literally he just sent that in a group chat to us unprovoked. No, I did not tell him that we were recording or anything. So that's funny.
Good. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even think he knows I'm sick or anything like that, so he wouldn't even have known to even do anything like that. So
yeah.
Hey, sometimes when you just sing together with the boys, you sing together. You know what I mean?
The show must go on.
The show must go on. Oh man! All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Dash Stories of the Week. Catch up. Typical week back in the grind. How are you boys feeling? How has the week been? Brandon, I'll let you go first this week.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it. Pretty much a normal week so far. Just back to grind of school and after school activities. I guess the big thing for us was Haley went to the cross country state finals this week. So we drove up to Hendersonville, which it was on a Thursday. It was a 2-day event. There's so many different levels or whatever. So, but she raced on Thursday, but that was pretty cool. Like the day before they got together, did a little pre-meet practice, and they all like painted up the cars and everything. And then that next morning we took her to school and they did like a big send off. So like literally every kid in the school came out, and they had like the cheerleaders at the band. And so like the team, they like walked through the school and they like cheered them on. They cheered them out the door, and we hopped in our cars, drove up to Hendersonville. The funny thing, I said we painted the cars. They get out there, of course, all the kids are like, "Oh, I want to ride with you, So like, I was there in my truck and she went to ride. So a bunch of girls got in with this one mom. Courtney, the girl, Courtney still had to stay here because, the other kids had school and other activities. So it's because it's on a Thursday. So we couldn't really miss. So only I went. So then I drove my truck from here to Hendersonville for 3 hours by myself, just painted up with like go team going to state, and like the girls had done it, so there was like flowers and stuff, so it was just like me in my truck like with like flowers all over my car, like driving up. But
bringing the good energy. Yeah, you're bringing the good energy.
Just by myself on
I-24. Dude, when you're driving up I-24 in full Braveheart face paint.
Yes. It was fun. I mean, it was a ton of fun. Like I said, like watching them like their friends like cheering them on and everything, and them getting to do that. I think that most of them were all embarrassed to do it, but it was still, they let the parents come and watch. So we got to like video, take pictures and stuff. So it was pretty cool.
That energy is fun though.
It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the you have to in my household we always say, like, not that it happens lately, but if people get promotions or something good happens, in to you or something, it's like, hey, celebrate the victories. Because they don't come all the time. So even like that, like you haven't finished your story, but not knowing how it plays out, if they win or don't win, it's like, hey, this is fun. Enjoy this. Mm-hmm. Like this is it's good. It's a
big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Well, it's funny you say that too, Eric. It's funny you say that too, because like when you're younger, you're just thinking everything's a victory because you can do pretty much whatever you want when you're younger,
Yeah.
right? There's no
Right,
repercussions. Everything you do is a victory, basically, in your head. But the older you get, it's like, oh, actually, no, that's not how it goes.
Well, and even so, like, especially like when you're like high school, like middle school kid, like everything's embarrassing, everything's not cool, like, so you don't want to do it. But it's like, so this is the first time the boys team had qualified as a team, and this is like the first time the girls went back to back. So to have like both teams go was a big deal for the school, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like and getting to go to state as a freshman, like that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I never got to do anything close to that sports wise.
Yeah. But so it was really cool. Then we went up there. You know, it's this huge event. There's all these different schools there. There's the different levels, different regions and stuff going. So they didn't do. They're probably about middle of the pack. They didn't do as well as they wanted to, but I mean, they all ran like great. It was a tough course, very hilly course, but still the experience was pretty awesome to do. But it was a long day because we're going up there to support both teams.
That's far
like
from me, Hendersonville.
Yeah, and driving through like
you have to go through
going
Nashville.
Going through Nashville morning traffic and coming home traffic. Like, so it was Nashville got me twice.
Yeah, that stinks.
So I was exhausted. Like, I think it caught up with me Friday night. I went to bed so early. Like, caught up with me the next day. I was so tired, but it was a ton of fun. So good way to end the first freshman season. So now it's on to should take a break for a couple of weeks and they're on to track. So
right on.
And then this weekend we just been chilling. We got Christmas stuff out and just kind of did stuff around the house. It's really the first weekend we've been like home and chilling. Normally Courtney's getting Christmas stuff out the day after Halloween. Like, this is like crazy that it's lasted this long.
Yeah.
So,
we did. Our Christmas tree is up, decorated with lights in our house, and that we did. That was what's the? I always say with Katie, I want to put the tree up after Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Katie always says put it November 1st, so we composed and we did November 1st.
Yeah.
So you don't
like
see
Halloween.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the Halloween body's not even still cold. I mean, it's still warm. It's not even cold yet. Like,
dude, there's still billboards for haunted mansions. Still,
yes, I was throwing away the pumpkin and putting up the tree in the same effort. This on the same Celsius energy drink. I threw away a pumpkin and put a tree up.
Yeah, that was us today. Some of our friends have a farm, and we give the pumpkins to them for their chickens to like peck. So literally, it was like, hey, get these pumpkins off the front porch so we can put the Christmas decorations up.
Yep.
Yeah, I've always been a day after Thanksgiving kind of guy when it comes to putting up the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And usually me and Priya are on the same page, but this year, yeah. So this year we put it up this weekend too. We caved and we put up this weekend. Also, Thanksgiving is like, it falls on like literally the very last few days of November this year. So it's like you only get like really 3 weeks to enjoy like all the Christmas decorations. So let's just put it up early. Let's just enjoy. Why not be happy? We deserve to be happy, right?
Yeah, I don't mind. I have no problem with like November 1st. If that's what we did. If that's what people want to do, I'm totally fine with that. But also on the other end, you should not leave your lights on outside or even your tree up like past New Year's Eve. Like by New Year's Eve that weekend, Christmas stuff has got to be taken down. You can't leave your tree up into like January.
Yeah. No,
you get leave it up year round.
Dude, yeah, you get January 2nd. That's the deadline for me. January 2nd. After that, it's got to go.
Yeah, hungover on the weekend, taking your lights down from your porch and stuff. Yeah, so it's a tradition.
Yep. You got anything else for us, Brandon? In terms of dad stories or catching up?
I do have a shout out for Savannah because this was like, I found these and I was like, what the heck? Like, this is like pretty awesome. I wish I had one sitting right here, but we've been putting up stuff. But she's now a published author. I don't know if I've told y'all that or not. I can't remember if I brought this up already.
No.
No,
yeah. What?
News to me. What does she have, a pen name or a alias?
It's kind of funny. Like she started making these little like short stories, but she's done like a series of them, and I found them, and it's literally like, I mean, it's like a piece of computer paper. It's like folded, and on the front it has like like illustrations, and then on the back it has like a about the story, and then like kind of like an about the author like thing, and then you open it up, and it's like maybe like a paragraph or two, and it's just a short story. There's usually like a picture, but it's focused. You're not gonna believe it's focused around a vet and who saves a cat. And then the wacky adventures they get into, and it's like, stay tuned for more series and Ava and the puppy or whatever, or Ava and the cat or whatever. So I found one and I saw another and I was like, oh my gosh, there really is like a series. It's like I'm on the edge of my seat. What happens next?
Does the cat
But
live? Does the cat live?
but it's actually like it's like you can tell she's been like reading books and stuff in school because it's like it literally like follows like that. Like they all have like a proper like front title and illustrations and then like a story.
Keep
and
those.
Then,
Make sure you keep
I
those.
know. Oh yeah, definitely going to. But and she didn't like. She's not been like, hey, look, I've been working on. It's just literally like they were like sitting over in the corner. It's like she's just been doing them. So I don't know. I thought it was cool, but something definitely to keep for the future.
That's awesome.
Nice. That's very cool, Brandon. Eric, what do you got for us?
Yeah, like you guys said, it was pretty much Christmas tree was put up last weekend or whatever that was, the Halloween weekend, and then kind of just doing normal sleepy dad stuff. But this weekend I got to go on a nice little daddy-daughter date, just the two girls. Katie had a crafting event with some of her friends. So I was like, none of them were bringing their kids over. So I was like, let me get our kids out of the house. That way you can actually have like adult time and, be able to actually enjoy the time that you have. So I took them out and I let them choose any restaurant they wanted to go to. And they chose the really hard to get a reservation, Burger King for where we went. And even Hadley, she was eating her Burger King kids meal, and she was like, "This is the best burger." I'm like, "Nothing but the best for my kids." And then we went over to Barnes and
Flame
Noble.
broiled.
Yeah, the Whopper King. So then we went over to Barnes and Noble. It was a nice little Saturday evening. It was nice, and they were, they're old enough where they're like kind of they're fun to go out and do things with, and yeah, it was great. So yeah, but
Nice. It's funny that.
Go ahead, Nish. Sorry.
No, I was saying it's funny that you mentioned that like earlier, literally a few episodes in the pod, you mentioned that your girls always ask to go to Burger King, even though you guys have never.
I know.
You never brought it up.
I was like, we haven't been there in forever, and now I think we took we did it on a road trip, and then now they're like have these like Burger King. Like, oh boy,
you've created a monster.
Yeah,
that's funny. You guys get any new books at Barnes and Noble, or just browsing?
They did. Hadley got a what's the Bingo? Is that Bluey's sister? Bingo.
Mm-hmm.
A book
sounds right.
in the shape of Bingo that she got, and then Ophelia got a like sticker princess book. Hers is it's a book, if you will, but it's stickers and stuff. But it's all good. And of course they got, how Barnes and Noble is. It's like half of it's like toys now, and so they both got a little toy while they were there too. I had a gift card, so I was like, "It's on the house. Whatever you want."
It's on this sleepy dad today.
That's right.
Yeah, I went to Barnes and Noble like a couple months ago, and you're right. Like half the store is all just toys and like board games and random like knickknack stuff. It's not even like books.
Well,
really.
they have a ton of like Legos, like good Lego sets and stuff. I was like, "Geez," but dude,
like, hold on, put your stuff back. I gotta use this gift card.
We gotta lose some books here. Okay, this is the Back to the Future DeLorean. Hey, I will say one funny thing. I didn't even tell Katie this, but we were standing around. We were in the kids' book section, and we were making our way to the toy area in the main part of the store. And this unit of a dude went walking by us like he was a massive guy. Like the poor guy, he can't have much life left in him. He was gigantic. And Hadley, I didn't miss a beat. He walked by and she goes, "Whoa, Dad, that guy's huge." I was like, "Oh gosh, let's go." Didn't miss a beat. I was like, now you're like being super loud. You've been good the whole time. And the house walks by and you call it out.
Yeah. Kids have perfect timing, dude.
They do.
They just know exactly when to say things.
They do.
And it always bites you in the ass usually.
Yeah. But luckily, I think the guy's, he was so big, his ears were almost sealed shut. So he just kind of kept strolling by. But
I think it was Lily one time. She was little, like checking out at Target, and the cashier had blue hair, and she was like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" or something. And Lily just responded with, "Why is your hair blue?"
You're like, she's doing good. She's doing good.
Yeah. It's like, cool.
Uh-huh.
Nice. Yeah. So I guess I'll go next. So for me, I mean, obviously being sick the last couple of days wasn't ideal, kind of kept me out of commission. But today we actually had a birthday party to go to for one of Zoya's dance friends. and so Pri ended up getting a little sick too. So it came down to, okay, who's feeling better?
Yeah,
It happened
who's
to
the
be me.
least
Yeah.
sick?
Yeah, who's the least sick? That's the person that's going. So it happened to be me. So I had to go. Obviously I knew nobody outside the two dance families that were there. Everybody else was like school friends, neighbors, family friends. So it was like, and I'm flying solo. It's just me. Most of the families, it was just the moms there.
Oh yeah,
Like there was a
Classic.
handful, like yeah, like the family of the birthday party, it was like their husbands and stuff were there, but everybody else, it was just all like wives basically. So I'm just sitting there like twiddling my thumbs. But it was cool. I had a little proud dad moment today because where the party was at a YMCA, and they had this like kids area, so they had like a bounce house and like little basketball hoop and just a bunch of kids activities. But they also had like a rock climbing wall. And we've already discussed in this pod that Zoe is really timid typically. Like she doesn't like to do things. Like you have to force her to do things. But for the rock climb, like she was all for it, dude. Like she was like, so yeah, I'll go try it. And it was like a kiddie wall. It was like a full size wall. They just had like the different incline levels, so they let the kids do like the easier one. But it was like a full all the way up. So she went up there and like she didn't get too far, like a few pegs up, a few feet off the floor. But hey, man, it's a start. I was proud. Yeah. It was a good moment. I was like, all right, you're actually taking the initiative and like going out and trying new things and trying things that frankly probably scare you because shit, I wasn't getting on that wall. That's for sure. You know what I mean?
Scary.
Yeah, dude, it's not. And I got clown feet, dude. I can't put my feet on those pegs. Those pegs are small.
Yep.
Yeah.
Obviously.
You better come down because I'm not coming up.
Yeah, exactly. I was already prepping. I knew she wasn't gonna get that high up the wall, but I was like, if you get high up the wall and I can't reach you, you just got to kick off and let the thing just take you down slowly. You know.
And those things are scary because they operate like a seatbelt, so there is an initial drop. Like
yeah,
when you let off the wall, and you're like, oh, it's gonna catch, right?
Yeah, dude, it's funny. There was so right before Zoe, there was a kid that was on the wall, and he made it all the way up to the top and rang the bell or whatever. But he was probably like, I'd probably say he was like 10, 11 years old, something like that. He was a little older, but you can tell it was his first time being on the rock climbing wall because he was up there, and after he rang the bell, he didn't know what to do. He like kind of froze, and you could kind of tell he was starting to slip a little bit.
Yeah,
and he was kind of fidgeting a little bit, and he was getting frantic, and all of a sudden you can hear him like, hello, help, I need help. How do I get down, please?
SOS.
Yeah, SOS. And the lady's like trying to tell him, like, you just hold on to the cable and just kick off with your feet. He's like, no, but I'm slipping. I need to get down. And she was like, hold on to the cable and jump, like kick off with your feet. And he finally did it, but like the first one, like you said, is like a big drop. So he literally like didn't kick off properly. So he like slid down the wall halfway. Like, yeah. And then finally got a kick off at the end. But yeah.
Yeah,
wasn't a good look watch.
Well, you know it hurts.
Dude, yeah. Those pegs they don't have any give. They're not cushioned.
Yeah, but kids can like, I don't know, they absorb contact so much better. Like now, if I were to like hit my elbow or my shin, my forearm on like the edge of the table, or my knee, it would hurt like oh, dude. Speaking of that,
it's like an hour.
What was I doing the other day? I was in our bathroom downstairs, and I think I was kicking off like a sock, and I just was too enthusiastic, and my knee, I hit the door frame with my knee and put like a dent in it right on like where the bruising is, and I was literally like wobbling. Katie was like, "Are you okay?" And because I was like groaning so bad, dude, it legit made me like start sweating. It's a little tender. So yes, we don't recover as well as we used to, as well as the youth.
Yeah, like I can't go to the doctor on this one. So what happened?
I can't go again. I can't.
Oh man, that's the real reason why we're not recording next week. Not because of the Spartan race, because Eric's got to go to the hospital again.
No, God, no. That's the plan. Is to not.
Please no.
Yeah, please. Well, and even Brandon, I've already decided because the knee is so compromised. It's still compromised, man. I'm interested to see some of the obstacles. How it's going to do.
We'll get through it.
Yeah, well, we're going to get through it.
We will persevere.
It's more one of those I might have to make some business decisions. So you're like, I'll just do the penalty. I'll do the penalty on this one.
Well, the good thing is you've already run one, so you know how taxing some of the obstacles are. Like sometimes you see an obstacle, you're like, I don't know if this is gonna hurt or not, or if it's gonna be hard or not until you actually do it. But I feel like since you've already done it, you kind of know in your head, like, okay, maybe I should skip this one.
Yeah, it's more just like the if I have to like put my knee on like the ground, like because if I can't, I've been practicing crawling on the ground on my knee, and it doesn't go that well.
And that's on carpet.
Yeah, padded
Let
carpet.
alone muddy, nasty water.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how you got in this mess in the first place, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Muddy,
That's
nasty
true.
water.
Muddy, nasty water. I
true.
know. Let's go 2 times in 1 year. Is that good or bad?
Start having the Chihuahua, like the PTSD like meme, like when you see it.
With like the helicopters and stuff in the background.
Yeah.
Except it's all slip and slides.
Yeah, that's funny. I did actually have one more story. This is more of a lighter story, more funny, more of kind of like a what are we doing here type story. So obviously, Halloween is done, over with. Candy's starting to be eaten and consumed on a heavy basis from all parties involved in the household. And we're getting to the point where a lot of the candies that are left are just like the little dum-dums, like little lollipops, things like that.
The bad candy.
Almond Joys.
Yeah.
Don't do that, Brandon. First of all, Almond Joys, we didn't even get any Almond Joys this year. I was bummed out.
Oh, really?
Sound like you're in a good neighborhood.
Yeah. So, anyways, so Zoe's now just picking through like the different flavors of lollipops, and for some reason, she has this thing about broken lollipops. Like whenever she opens it up and the lollipop is like broken, it's like the most devastating thing to her. Like she's like, how could this happen to me? Like, why me? Like she gets so like butthurt about a broken lollipop. Like she can't fathom like it's the same shit. Just eat it. You know what I mean?
It's the worst day of my life.
Yeah. And lo and behold, 85% of lollipops we got broken. Every single one, dude. Like literally she would open one and see it was broken, and just like the light leave her eyes whenever she sees like the broken lollipop. It's like she just seems so devastated. And then I'm like, okay, go ahead, open another one. But I was like, you only get 2. Like you only get 2 at a time. Like you're only opening 2 at a time. If the second one's broken, you gotta eat it. And of course it's a broken one again. And she's just like, what the heck? And like, she just eats it all sad and moping around. And I'm like, all right, what are you gonna do here? It's just it's a broken lollipop. It's the same shit. It's gonna be broken when you chew it up in your mouth, anyways. But yeah, the way kids interpret things is always funny. Oh man, anybody else got any dad stories or anything else to catch up on before we keep pushing and move on?
I don't think so, man.
Cool. All right. Well, moving on.
Good.
Good.
Cool.
I'm not trying to film a fucking podcast right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Provided real good material, fellas. Oh man, when you said good, Eric, it brought me back to drive-through days in college. Whenever we go through a drive-through of any restaurant, they would just, sometimes you can't hear the drive-through lady clearly, and sometimes you think they're asking how you're doing, and sometimes I just say good, and let it be. Yeah. And then just 5 seconds of awkward silence. Oh man. All right. So before we move on to the next segment, obviously I am physically sick. Some people might think that Brandon is mentally sick for continuing to watch the Titans on a week in, week out basis.
And wear that filth of a jersey.
And continuing to wear that jersey. So with that being said, Brandon, I'm going to let you take it away with the Boom Roasted football update of the week.
All right, that was a weird intro, but sure, here's your
kind of
Boom
rambling.
Roasted.
Want to run in circles?
Hey, you were feeling it this time.
Roasted.
You're feeling it this time because I was roasting Brandon.
I was like, I need to inject some life into this.
All right, sick boy. Here's a Boom Roasted football update of the week. The state of Georgia rejoiced as their team took down a Heisman hopeful. Too bad it was Georgia Tech and not UGA. Boom Roasted.
Oh, good one. I didn't know where you're going with that one. That was good.
Bama crushed LSU in Baton Rouge. Looks like LSU should probably be more worried about fighting the next Joe Burrow instead of Joe Exotic and his rent-a-tiger on the sideline. Boom Roasted.
Good one.
Let him cook.
The NFL came out today and said they want to host 8 international games next year. But after watching the Giants-Panthers today, the rest of the world said, we would just rather have World War III instead. Boom Roasted.
Ooh, topical.
Yeah.
Right?
Speaking of which, are we election truthers? Are we election deniers? What's going on, boys?
Brendan, great segment, by the way. You crushed that.
Thank you.
Anish, I want to put my conspiracy hat on the spike in voters in the 2020 election compared to all like the previous and this last election.
Weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
When you look at it, you're like, huh. There's like
Yeah.
15 million votes that didn't go down.
Dude,
And now
yeah, because 2020 it was both candidates had 80 million plus each, both of them. They both had 80 million plus.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And this year it's like I think Trump had like 70 something.
Yeah, no one
And
got
Harris
80.
had like 60 something.
Yes.
Like
Yeah, you're
yeah, yeah.
People are busy.
It's
You
like
know,
it's like when they're like, "Hey, you can copy my test, but don't copy it like word for word." And someone's like, "Take advantage of it." And you're like, okay, yeah, that's more interesting to me. Is
Yep.
you're like, "Hey, can we do like a investigation into what the hell happened in the last election?" Or
Yeah.
if even if it's legit, you're like, then why did that many people not vote again? I don't know.
sure our
Interesting.
grandkids will learn about it one day, maybe in
Yeah.
history.
Yeah. Makes you think, you
Right.
know.
There'll be a Netflix documentary.
Yeah,
on our,
yes, yeah.
grandkids
Untold.
or whatever.
Yeah, Untold, yeah.
2020 election.
Yeah, more of a hot take. I don't think that's much of a conspiracy theory, Eric. I think there's a lot of people that have the same
Yeah,
questions that you do.
And you're like, huh, that is
Yeah.
weird.
I don't think it matters what side you're on. I think it's just in general, it's like that is kind of odd that like
Yeah.
there's that many
Mhm.
more voters in one election
Yeah.
than the previous election, the election right after.
Yeah, like the previous
It's
5
nowhere
elections, weren't even near that. So you're like, that is it
Yeah,
makes
it's
you
all
think.
pretty consistent.
Yeah,
They have one
Yeah.
outlier.
especially because the whole thing was that it was there was cheating or it was rigged or whatever. And then you're like no, and then you're like 4 years later, look at those numbers.
Things that make you go,
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying.
Tell us who you voted for without telling
I'm just
us who you
saying.
voted for.
Hey,
All right. That's, I think one thing.
No, it reminds me of the Family Guy bit when Peter's got his. He's like, I need my thinking grenades, and he like throws a grenade out the window.
Yes.
He's like, interesting.
Oh man. All right, so I kind of
Now, that's
derailed us
topical.
there. Yeah, that's topical.
That's topical.
Yeah,
Super topical.
yeah. Sports talk turned into political talk. My bad,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
Conspiracy talk. Yeah. All right. So let's
Dude,
let's
we
reel
should
it
do-
back
we-
in.
No, let's
Oh,
go
no,
further
conspiracy-
into it. Yeah,
Oh,
we-
conspiracy-
I almost
So we have a
we need
conspiracy
a
corner
conspiracy
every week.
segment. Yeah.
my last boom roasted. I almost went a little more
Risque.
like, political with it. Yeah, I was like, World War III is good enough. I had some
Yeah.
more stuff queued up.
It's implied. It's implied.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
I had some
People
other
know what you're
stuff
talking
queued.
about. Listen, the more episodes we do, I'm sure the looser we'll get with our words. We'll see.
Not
We'll see how it
Not-
goes.
until this becomes my primary source of
True.
income.
Yeah.
No, I will not get loosey goosey.
Also true. Also true. I do like that idea though of we should have a conspiracy corner and just find like a random conspiracy theory out on the web and just discuss it. See where it takes us. You know?
Dude, one
Maybe
of my
that's a
fav-
post football season one or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say one of my favorite ones. It was always known as a joke, but it's like the birds aren't real conspiracy theory. But the sad part of it is
But?
it was like a young kid. Yeah, it makes you think they're all drones by the government trying to keep an eye on everything. The guy that was running it was like he was like a young dude in his like upper 20s ish. He like died. He died
Well,
like in an accident.
I think.
Mhm.
Hey, you
Spoiler
wanna
alert, he got
double,
the bird flu.
Put the
double
Lumpo cap on.
conspiracy. I think he wanted a way out and he faked it, and it's a fake. I don't think it's true.
He exited
His-
the
his-
Instagram.
His death isn't real.
Ooh,
Inception.
And
I like that
He's
one,
out there-
Brandon. Now I gotta go. I go deep dive. That.
he's out there on an island living with Tupac somewhere.
I think it's just him in an apartment, like in
Yeah,
Manhattan.
yeah.
Yeah, in Brooklyn, just chilling.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I bet I could see where you were, doing a silly conspiracy theory like that, and then you have like real weirdos reaching out to you, being like, "Hey, it goes deeper than that." And you're like, "Okay, buddy, all right. I don't really want to be in this world."
Yeah, it's a bit, guy.
Yeah. It was more funny.
Yeah.
Is it? Are
That's for the
birds real, Eric?
Yeah. Hey, commenters, leave a comment. Let us know if you think we're being real or fake.
It's like, hey, it's like when you're like, hey, I know it's not real. You know what I mean? But it makes you think, hey,
Things that make you go,
Let me get my thinking grenades.
that'll be the name of the segment. Things that make you go,
Yeah.
Or or thinking grenades. I don't know. Something. I like the thinking grenades.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Anish, if you could find time to animate some grenades in,
Yeah. Every time we say something, like a cartoon grenade goes off.
Yeah. Listen, when we actually do this segment, I'll do it.
Or do
then.
this,
Right
and
now.
then I'll go. Boom!
Listen,
guys,
you
you got
gotta-
a graphic there.
You got to move quicker with that hand gesture. You were holding that hand gesture for a little
Let's
bit
go.
too long. Yeah.
that's a good clip.
Something else blew up in your face, Eric.
That's a good clip.
Yeah.
Boom,
Something else
roasted.
blew up in your face. Yeah.
Conspiracies, Anish. Conspiracies. Grenades are going off all over me, man. It's crazy out here.
There you go. If anyone is still listening to us, put your favorite conspiracies in the chat, and
Yes, we want to
maybe
hear.
if we do that, if we do the conspiracy corner, maybe we'll
I need
we'll
a
unpack
good
some of these.
conspiracy. I need a good one.
Yeah. Dude, once football season, our football season's already over. Reeling it back into Tennessee Titan talk.
Yes.
Our football season's already over. So we're all into diving into a deep conspiracy.
Dude, I was so ready to get back in the spin zone today. I was so ready. I mean,
Brandon,
look at
why do
me.
you keep doing this to yourself?
Dude, Levis threw that one touchdown, that first touchdown to Calvin Ridley. I was like, we're back. We
It
are
looked
back.
good too. It was like a.
Oh, he hit the pump fake.
Did the flick too. It was just like.
I mean,
was like, we're back,
the
baby.
refs,
Spin
the
zone
refs
is
also
back.
didn't. Yeah, the refs also didn't help us out at all in this game with
I mean,
that non-hold
I
call.
know,
Missed
but-
call.
You're,
I mean, we suck.
yeah,
We're garbage. Yeah, but
If you
it
think
just sucks when
a
you have
couple-
one good thing go for you, and then
Yeah,
it
but
gets
it
called
is.
back.
if you think we were a couple refs calls away from winning that
Mm,
game,
mm.
that's some
No,
spin
yeah,
right there.
not at all. Yeah.
You're spinning on
No,
that
Yeah.
one.
No, my notes for Titan spin zone. Titans dead, no life, no chance. On to draft.
You're like Titans are dead. Am I dead? What's the purpose of this? Who
Am I real? Are
Yeah,
birds real?
Am I real? Yeah. I
Are
think
the
I,
Titans real?
would I have more fun creating my own conspiracy theory and running the account on Instagram than I would rooting for these Tennessee Titans?
Maybe.
I mean, I think so. Grenade. Thinking. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get my thinking grenade.
Let me get my thing grenade on. Yeah. Oh man. Well, one bright spot from last week when we were all like pissed off about us winning a game we should have lost, and we dropped like what was it, 9th in the draft order? Hey, losing this week and everybody else winning this week really helped us out. We're back to third pick in the draft. So
I'm in the boat of I think we hired the wrong guy. I think Callahan was the wrong hire. And like you don't know until these guys actually get a job if they're going to be a good head coach or not. I don't think he's a good head because we're literally doing like bull crap penalties, false starts, holding, face mask, like literally things that are just like garbage.
the dumbest mistake.
I'll give him another
Yes.
year.
Dumbest
I'll give him
mistake.
another year.
I mean, I think he is. Of course, we got to see how this plays out. But it's still, I'm kind of in the this might have been a terrible hire.
Yeah, if he does get another year, which I think we all agree that he will get another year.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna draft a QB because he's gonna want his guy, like his handpicked guy.
Ugh.
Dude, if
there.
we're picking number 3, he's picking a QB.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's
He
gonna be
can't get
Cam
my boy
Ward
Justin Hunter.
or
I
Shadur.
but you guys converted me. I like the take Travis Hunter, and then
Let's go. That's what I want.
Stink again and get go be
Arch or Nico.
Yeah. Yes. I was trying to think of a funny name. Like they do like the tank for whatever people when they do the funny draft names or the tanking seasons. I was like Archie. You're like let's arch our backs for Archie or something.
Spit on my mic.
Yeah, you don't have a protector on your mic, Brandon. Be careful.
I wasn't expecting that. He got me. He got me.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know. I mean, Travis. I mean, if you have the number 1 pick, you gotta take Travis Hunter. So hopefully we can lose some more games so we can get that number 1
if they
pick.
took a wide receiver / like corner safety as the number 1 pick, has that ever happened? Has a wide receiver been the number 1 pick? If I Google that,
Was
Google
Calvin?
it?
Was Calvin?
Nope.
Number 1?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think
Google it.
I don't think a wide receiver has ever been. I'm sure a running back probably has.
Just 2. Wow.
Who are they?
Who?
Are they new?
Guess one of them you'll never guess. One of the first.
Okay.
I'll give you the first one. The first one is Irving Fryer. Played for New England.
Good old Irv Fryer.
Everyone
Big
knows
Irv.
him.
Yeah.
And then the second one, you want to know who the second one is?
Yeah, give it to us.
Keyshawn Johnson.
Oh. Interesting.
Interesting.
I feel like this should be talked about more.
Yeah.
Right now.
Keyshawn wasn't bad, but not number one pick.
I mean, he was he was a
good.
very good wide receiver, but yeah, especially with all the you'd think Calvin Johnson would have been number one.
I mean, coming out of Georgia Tech, though, it's like, is a Georgia Tech player going to be the number one pick?
Yeah. Or yeah, that's kind of, that's like taking Corey Davis from like Western Michigan, number 5 overall or something.
That's different. That was different. Did you see his catch radius?
Yeah. He attacked at the high point of the ball, Eric.
Dude, every now and then his name always gets brought up too because he is the NCAA leader in like all-time yards. And it's just so funny. You're like, that guy fucking sucks.
I'm also convinced that we just don't know how to develop players as an organization. Like,
Anish.
unless the player is just straight out talented.
Yeah.
We just don't develop players, man. We just
Dude,
don't.
it's
We
like
suck.
did you see Dante Fabro got really put on waivers for the Predators? He got claimed. That's like our
Yeah,
so
we're
our
talking about
last,
this
like,
now. All right, let's do it.
our last 5 Predators first round picks are not on the team.
You know what's
Or,
bullshit, Eric?
What's that?
That
Dude,
so apparently teams last year were calling
trade for him.
to trade for him. Like you can't tell
I
me you
know.
couldn't gotten anything for him.
We
Like
just
better
gave
than letting
away
him go,
for-
get at least a 7th round pick. Get something.
Yeah.
Like get
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. I know, Anish.
God
I know.
damn it. And then Barry Trotz on the radio saying he's already going to go into rebuild mode.
Dude,
fuck?
what are we doing?
Those
What
are
are we doing?
Dude, those are insane comments to be 3 weeks or a month into the season and being like, if we don't start winning, I'm gonna go with the rebuild. And you're like, you just signed 30-year-olds to like 5-year contracts, 4 to 6-year
Yeah.
contracts.
Yeah,
Like,
we're
what are you
in it.
talking about?
And also, have you not learned anything? So, literally last year, the Oilers, dead last, middle of December, made it to the Stanley Cup final. The Blues, the year they won the cup, they fired their coach at the turn of the new year.
2019. Yep,
Yeah, and they made a run and won the cup. Like,
I know.
dude,
You're
anything can
telling me
happen.
there's a chance.
Yeah, there's always a chance, dude.
What is it?
Always a chance.
I'm like the Jeremy Renner. I'm like, don't give me hope. Don't.
No, it is like super early to be throwing
It's
in
way
the
too
towel.
early, dude. We're not even at Thanksgiving
These are the
yet.
guys that also you're like, hey, this is what his technically his 3rd year. I think he was like kind of riding the pine with
Yeah.
Poyle before he retired. But it's like this is like your 3rd year influencing this team, and it's a shit show. It's a mess, not cohesive.
I mean, I'm still not ready. I was ready to get back on the Titans today. Come on, Barry. Come on, Barry.
Yes,
We're throwing in the
because you're
towel
like-
on the Preds.
yeah. I know.
Will Levis about had me in the first half.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man.
I know, and it's funny too because it's like going back to Titans. Will Levis, he's a mess. Like he is a mess. Like he's like.
But he's our mess.
He's taking hits when he shouldn't be taking hits. He's not throwing the ball away. He's throwing the ball in the bad situations. He's not reading well. But then again, our offensive line is still dog crap. I feel like our play calling is like worse than it was last year, and we have an offensive guy that's our coach
Hit
now.
him, Anish. Hit him.
Yeah,
Anish. I know what you're
Eric,
gonna
Brand
say.
knows what I'm about to say. So,
I don't know.
offensive line, yes, our offensive line is trash. But
Yeah.
Will Levis took 7 sacks today. In the 3 games Rudolph played, he only took 4 sacks in 3 total
wow.
games.
Well, yeah,
So
'cause
it's not all. It's
Yes.
Rudolph
Okay,
at least gets the
Anish.
ball out.
Okay, Nish, you win.
No, I agree with you.
neither-
Our line is trash.
We're still losers.
Yeah,
we're
I was
still
saying,
losers.
Nish,
Listen.
you're now okay. You're the king of the losers. Congratulations.
Listen, don't project your anger loser talk to me,
No,
okay?
I told you, it's like apathy. You're just like, I don't care. I don't care about them anymore.
That's the problem. I care, Eric. That's the problem. That's my
Yeah.
problem.
Eric, look at this idiot on our screen right now.
I'm wearing a jersey. I'm wearing
And
a
a hat.
Kevin Byard.
No,
I'm wearing a Kevin Byard jersey.
The game's
Yes.
been over for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
He's still
I'm
wearing
wearing a
it.
Kevin Byard jersey, Titans hat. There's a Titan shirt on underneath this. There's a boys shirt on.
Yeah.
The boys.
What are your undies? What are your undies? Are they Titans? Are they Titan on you?
I have Tennessee Tech shorts on. Shout out.
Ooh, hey, nice.
Nice.
Hey, I'm wearing Tennessee Tech shorts. How about that? How about that?
And Anish has on Marv's jacket.
He's got
God.
he's the wet bandit. He's repping the wet.
Brandon's
We're also
Brand-
losers.
Yeah, who are also losers. Yeah, this is the theme of this podcast. Just a bunch of
Yeah.
losers supporting losers.
You
We're,
know the
we're a
meme?
loser-friendly
Baby.
podcast.
You know the meme of the guy who's like, there's like a butterfly, and he's like looking at it. It's like, are we losers?
Yes.
Yeah. Also, Brandon was
No,
just letting
this
that
one is-
marinate, trying to come back with that get back.
Oh, I had it.
Is this
Yeah,
what
yeah.
sports
That's not happiness.
feels like?
Yeah.
That's not happiness. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Listen, hey, things look bleak for the Vols there for a second too, because Nico went out at half,
Oh,
and then
that was
nobody was saying anything. He didn't come back in. He was ruled out for the game.
Technically,
we're-
they still haven't said anything.
Well, Hypo said he should be good to go for next week. He said it wasn't
Okay.
anything serious, but
Oh man, a
Dude.
coach said something in a press conference. You
Yeah,
gotta
it's
take
a
it to-
vague thing. Oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna be
Yeah.
banged up. We're looking at him. It's gonna be fine. That
They would
doesn't tell
never
me.
lie to us there.
yeah, Nick Saban at Miami Dolphins. I'm not taking the
Yes.
Alabama job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So quit asking.
Yeah.
That was scary though. I was
Dude.
like, well, there goes another season.
Yeah. But the good thing with the Vols is that we have Nico at least for another year, so we got that. We got
kinda
that
worried.
going for
Unless
us.
he transfers.
Don't.
No.
Eric. God damn it,
Dude,
Eric.
that's what kids do now.
You shut your mouth.
When things get tough, transfer the hell out of there, dude.
I don't know. He got a lot of NIL money to.
Did he?
Yeah, that's a good thing. Tennessee's got a lot of NIL money to throw around, man.
Yeah.
We can
Turns
keep
out
him here.
every college has a ton of NIL money to throw around. It's
Hey,
crazy.
You're not wrong.
Because what was it?
Oh.
Wasn't that Florida State quarterback? Didn't he get like a crazy NIL thing to go to Florida State and they're like 1-8 or something?
Oh, he's garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was so bad. He was bad at Clemson, dude. He was
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
3 schools
yeah, he's
ago.
not been good anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he was on my first Boom Roasted, Anish.
he was.
with the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was on my first Boom Roasted. Shout out
Yep.
him.
Shout out him. Oh man.
So that
All
guy,
right.
I can't even think of the damn dude's name.
I don't know how to say his
DJ,
name.
yeah,
That's why-
DJ something. DJU.
Yeah, I
That's
don't-
what I'm gonna, yeah.
it's a long last name that I
Yeah.
cannot pronounce. You can Google
Brandon-
it. Google
Brandon
it on
tried.
yourself.
Yeah, Brandon tried. You can
I
go
did
back to
try.
that episode where we tried.
Hey, you know what I did?
Wasn't
Anish?
pretty.
I literally pulled it up. I watched a video on people saying his name. 'cause I
That's
didn't wanna screw it up.
hilarious, Brandon.
And I had to
You
watch
listen to
it
like
a
the little
lot.
Google, little Google Translate, like how to
No,
Okay,
no,
you're
there
right.
was a
As soon as it
Yeah,
starts
try
with
it.
a
go for it. Go for it.
UI
Eric. No, just do it.
Yeah,
You
just do it, man.
ukulele. You ukulele.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Thank you.
That's not bad. It's
Honestly, I
not
can't
horrible.
remember.
As soon as it's spelled UIAGALELEI. That's you're like my brain, my simpleton brain is like that's too many vowels and
Yeah, to start a word.
consonants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
he
don't-
plays like TRAS.
That's a good
Boom, roasted.
one, Brandon.
Dang, I should save that for next
Yeah,
week.
yeah. that's
I
a good
know.
one. God, you're funny, dude. You're funny. I don't care what
Yeah,
people say
you're
about you.
good.
You're funny, dude.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh. Yeah.
Ah,
Back to
But
the
yeah.
balls. They still pulled
Yeah.
it out.
they still pulled it out. They still, yeah,
Yeah,
they still.
thank God they were playing Mississippi State.
Dude,
pull
yeah.
out game is strong.
Yeah, what a way for Nico to go. Like, what time for him to go down to, especially with the first college football playoff rankings coming out that came out last week. They pretty much stood pat with what the actual rankings were.
Nish.
Not much change.
Yeah. Yeah. My thing is the SEC is so weird this year. I don't know who's the dominant
Who's good?
team.
Yeah.
Yeah, like who's good? Because even
Mhm.
like Georgia, they look great, and then they they have 2 losses. Is that their second loss that they this
Yeah.
weekend? Or is it-
Mhm.
yeah, they have 2, but Alabama doesn't look good, and then they stomp LSU. LSU will look good, and they look bad, and Tennessee
Texas,
looks
too.
really good, and then they're kind of bad, and Vanderbilt
Yeah.
was good, and then they got stomped. It's Ole Miss
Yeah.
looks good, and they lose, and then they beat Alabama, and you're like, this is chaos.
Yeah. What's going on over there, Eric?
Can you hear
Yeah,
that?
Is it? Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear it.
Are you under?
Dude, that was loud. Hey, I'll be right back.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll come through in the actual recording because it does a good job of blocking out
It
noise,
was
but
loud.
loud ass sirens just came through.
Yeah.
Eric's
a-
mic.
There's a standoff going on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my neighbor Billy. He's a little bit militant. He wasn't happy about the election.
Our cameras cut off and it cuts back on. It's like the office, all of us just pointing guns at each other, feeding guns.
Yeah.
There's been a murder in Savannah. No, it's
Oh,
like
man.
a piece of molasses is stuck to the roof of your mouth.
Any other college talk or sports talk we want to talk about before we move on to the next segment? of our
No,
episode?
just with how bad our teams are, it just makes me wish I was back in college and still full of hope. you know.
Hey, man.
I think I sent y'all the tweet, and it said, "I wish my life would take a turn like DeAndre Hopkins' football career did
Yeah,
this year."
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, dude, it's like Hopkins. Yeah, it's like he's
Good
on
for him.
the undefeated
Great
Chiefs.
for
Derrick Henry might get 2,000 yards again. You're just like, yeah, people leave and they have fun. It's just
Kevin Byard
Yeah.
sucks.
yeah, he's sad.
Yeah.
He's give up a Hail Mary. I don't know.
Mayor of Murfreesboro.
Oh, man. All right. Let's go ahead and keeping with the topic of college football and college football playoff rankings and just talking about dominant teams in the current landscape.
Uh-huh.
Our draft this week, we are going to draft the best college football teams. I'm going to say of all time, but really for all of us, we're really kind of thinking more so from like 99 on, since that's really kind of our
Yeah,
first
what we watched.
recollections. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's our podcast.
This is our
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah, exactly. This is our truth, and we're going to roll with it.
That's right.
So the way we're
We
gonna
have
do
the
this-
microphone, and you don't. So you'll listen to every goddamn word we have to say.
So we're going to do this. We're going to pick a year and a team that you feel is one of the most dominating teams to ever play
Of my
college
life.
football. Yeah. So I got first pick this week. Eric's got second.
Naturally.
Brandon's got third.
I got
Dude,
third.
I can't
Yeah.
I
stand
got
this.
bumped.
I can't stand it.
All right.
I'm going to purposely
sick-
not give Eric the first pick next week.
Let's give the sick boy his pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I'm fighting for my life over here, boys. Just give me this win.
All right. Go. Fine.
All right.
Fine. I'm just mad that because I think there's a 1A.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Anyway, go ahead. You know
Yeah.
what?
I think the 1A for me at least. Hopefully
Don't
we're
say
all on
it.
the same page here.
Don't say it.
2001 Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
Just an absolutely stacked team. On offense, you had Clinton Portis, Jeremy Shockey, Andre Johnson. Not to mention they had Frank Gore and Willis McGahee not even playing really.
Ken Dorsey.
Ken Dorsey.
Dude,
They had Ed
they
Reed,
had-
Jonathan Vilma.
Didn't Dorsey have one loss his entire college career?
Yeah.
I believe that's true.
So
it's true.
That 2000.
Don't
that-
Google it.
Yeah, that's true. Just believe us. We're sleepy dazzle. We know what we're talking about.
Mhm.
So that 2001 team, they allowed 9.8 points per game on the entire season, and they beat 5 top 15 teams that year by a
were
combined
awesome.
score of 236 to 72.
They were
Like, they were
awesome,
just-
dude.
Yeah, they were roughhousing everybody. Just they brought the glory days back to Miami because obviously Miami in the late 80s, early 90s, they had their thing going on. They kind of had a little lull in the 90s, and that 01 team really brought that swagger back. And yeah,
Dude,
that's
they
got to
had,
be
like,
1A.
They had almost 20 players taken in the first round.
It's crazy.
From
It's
that
crazy.
team.
And I didn't know if I was going to run one pick, but I had some notes on this one. That was Larry Coker's
can we just-
first year as a coach.
Can we just talk about
Yeah.
Miami this whole segment? Can we just pivot to that team because they were fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that
they
was
were
like
so much fun.
prime college viewing for us, like prime football years.
Yeah.
for us,
Yeah.
like to watch.
Yeah. So that was an easy 1A.
What
Easy.
happened to that guy? What happened to that coach?
I don't know.
Didn't he
Yeah, I
just
don't
kind
know.
of fade away? Did he just like came in like a scorching missile and then disappeared?
Yeah, well, I
You
think
had
that
that
was
team.
I think that those were lingering recruits from the previous coaching staff. And after all those
Oh,
guys
yeah.
left, I don't think he was really a good recruiter. I could be wrong, but once again, don't fact check us.
Don't
Just believe
Google.
us. Yeah, don't Google. Yeah. That's not what I'm assuming happened because they really fell off the face of the earth after that 01, 02, 03 time
He
frame.
was only there like 5 years.
Yeah.
4 or 5
Yeah.
years.
And they got hosed. It's funny how that team I think would have definitely been remembered different. I mean, they're a legendary team, but they should have had 2 national championships. They got hosed against Ohio State.
Mhm.
The pass interference flag that they threw like
Yep.
3 minutes after the play was over.
So bad.
Yeah.
Awful call. All right, Eric. Second pick of the draft. Who you got?
Well, okay, so I'm not a big. I mean, I like college football. I'm not a giant college football guy. So you guys seem to be in the same spirit as what I was going to do. Is like my most fun college football teams, or at least most vivid like championship memories. And so my first pick is going to be the 2005 Texas Longhorns in the Rose Bowl. Vince Young against the vaunted USC dynasty team. Vince Young putting on a damn show. Coincidentally, also altered the Tennessee Titans history because Vince Young was so dominant and awesome that our owner was like draft him, and he he won Rookie of the Year for the Tennessee Titans. But Vince Young was sick in that game. That team was also
Whatever
loaded.
happened to that guy?
Yeah, what happened to that guy? Now he sells like sausage or something, I think.
Did you see that video of him getting knocked out at a bar?
Yeah.
Like last year? Like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
Times are tough, apparently.
He liked going to like what was it? Him and Lindell White, they'd go to Chili's. Is that what it was in Nashville?
Dave
TGI
Buster's.
Fridays.
Dave and Buster.
Oh, Dave and
yeah,
Buster's.
Dave and
Yeah,
Buster's.
yeah.
Dave
You're
and
right,
Buster's.
you're right,
They
Dave and
ran up
Buster's.
the bill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm sure they went to all of those.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Dude, that game against USC though, that Rose Bowl game, that's probably like
So
one of the
good.
best.
What's
Again,
funny
probably
is
biased from like that being prime football watching time for us, like growing
yeah.
up. That was
Yeah.
probably one of the better
and then
games.
you
Like
knew
that last
who every
drive.
player was, and you knew all the storylines. You know,
Mhm.
you have nothing but time just to devour it all. Dude, I remember I was working at Ponderosa Steakhouse for the first half of the game, and because USC was up, and I came home, and I remember like my house, like my parents and my family's siblings and stuff were asleep, and I remember like watching it like alone in the living room, and then finally my brother woke up and came out and watched it with us or with me, but yeah, that was a crazy, and also Vince Young was almost like Thanos, like he was inevitable there toward the end,
Yeah.
where you're like, he's gonna run, he's gonna score,
And he ran it in.
and they couldn't stop it. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
Great pick. Great pick, Eric.
Thank you.
All right, Brandon. You got 2 back-to-back here.
Well, I'm happy with these 2 picks coming up. Those 2 were on my list for my top 5 teams, so great picks. I think for my first one, I'm going to do that same vein. The year before, the 04 USC Trojans, because that was another just fun team. Like Pete Carroll was just a different type of coach, made it fun to watch. And again, you knew all the players on the team, but I mean, really, it's like Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart were freaking awesome, and really just Reggie Bush. Like that year, he was just like a highlight reel.
Yes.
And the year before, they had the weird. They split the title with LSU the year before. It was like co-champions the way it worked out, and so they had like I was reading about it before, trying to do a little bit of like good research here, but apparently before that 04 season, they were like their theme was like leave no question, like we're gonna win it this. Like there's not gonna be a co-champion this year, and they freaking did it. Went out and dominated that year. So even though that one got vacated eventually.
Yeah.
Still one
Whatever
of
that
my
means.
most favorite teams to watch growing up.
Yeah.
I didn't say growing up. I mean, I was in high school, but
Yeah, that's a good pick, Brandon. All right, who you got for your set? Your back-to-back?
and this one, let's see. I could go a couple different ways here. I think I'm gonna do a more recent one. I'm gonna do the 2019 LSU Tigers.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, that's a good one.
I knew that
That's a good
wasn't
one.
coming back to me.
That's a good one.
That was good. That was very
Well,
good.
when I started researching some of you said you wanted to do this draft, I started looking at them. Even though it just happened, I was like, man, Joe Burrow,
They're so
Jamar
good.
Chase, and Justin Jefferson all in team. And then you start looking like they went 15-0. They set the points record that year. You get that iconic shot of Joey B smoking a cigar like afterwards. It's like that was a pretty fun year because no one was stopping them. Like they
they didn't score less than 36 points the entire year in every game.
Yeah,
They scored at least 36 points every game. That's crazy.
the fact that the 3 of those dudes are on a team together is ridiculous. Like that is, I know LSU's always like wide receiver university.
Is your Orgeron impersonation?
Yeah, that's my Orgeron. Go Tigers.
I was like, oh no, someone else is sick on the pod.
No. I should be shirtless. I need to be shirtless, man.
Yeah.
Just sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just add fake subtitles on whatever you say, Eric.
Yes.
Nice. That's a good one, man.
Yeah.
I had that queued up. I knew that wasn't probably going to make it back to me, but that's a really good one. All right, Eric. Second pick. Who you got?
Good choice, Brandon. Good choices all around. Those are, looking back through this, like there are some fun teams. My second pick, I'm just going because the story of it was so crazy and they were so dominant. But I'm going with the 2012 Alabama Crimson Tide. That's the year they played Notre Dame in the national championship. And also that was the year of the Manti Te'o, the deceased sick girlfriend. And it turns out it was a catfishing scheme and whatever. But it didn't help that Notre Dame got embarrassed by Alabama in the national championship game. That team, but if you look through the roster, it's more like that was just the system of Nick Saban rolling through, his players and stuff. Because that was like AJ McCarron was the quarterback. Now, granted, they always had good running backs. like Eddie Lacy, TJ Yeldon were like the running backs, and they were
Mm-hmm.
pretty darn good. But yeah, that team's always like very memorable to me because they kick their ass.
Yeah, they housed Notre Dame in that game. I remember Notre Dame fans thinking they had a chance, and it was a no contest from the get go.
I mean, you could probably have a couple of those saving teams on here.
Well,
I mean,
dude, what's funny?
I
was
was
going through
dominated.
his meeting, I was yeah, Anish, I was confusing myself. I'm like, was this the one? No, that's not the one. I'm like, which one had Derrick Henry on it?
Yeah, because that team, Derrick Henry's team, won a national championship too. But
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah. All right. So I got 2 back to back. I will be taking an Alabama team on my second pick, but the first, my second overall pick, I'm going to take the 2008 Florida Gators.
It's a good
Tim
one.
Tebow, Aaron Hernandez. I think Percy Harvin was on that team as well.
Yeah, Spikes.
Now they did lose a game to Ole Miss.
Keep going, Brandon. Keep going, Brandon.
Yeah. Let him cook.
It was good. It was a good team.
Yeah, it was a good
great
team.
I don't like Florida,
Yeah.
but it's a good team.
Yeah.
No, see, look, a lot of these teams I don't like just because we're Tennessee fans, and I just naturally I don't like these teams, but I'm going to pick them because they were damn good. Yeah, the 2008 Florida. I mean, that was peak Tebow mania. Urban Meyer just in prime Urban Meyer form of hiding scandals, winning football games, and just coming in and fucking shit up basically. So that Florida team, they beat 6 top 25 teams by a margin of 256 to 86. Just completely any team that people thought had a chance against Florida just got completely demolished outside of Ole Miss. But even with that, they still made it to the national championship. I think they beat Oklahoma, I think, in that national championship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, that team was just I didn't like it, but they were a good team. They were a fun team. And there was nothing, just like with Vince Young in that last fourth quarter drive to win the game. Tim Tebow, for some reason, you just couldn't stop it. You knew what he was going to do, and he just couldn't stop it. And it is what it is.
And most people don't like him unless you're a Florida fan. But it's like, I mean, that speech after Ole Miss, it's like that's what you want your quarterback. That's what you want, like a leader doing. I mean, it gets you listen to that speech, you're like, oh man, let's
dude.
go.
If he's your quarterback, you're eating that shit up. But if he's not,
do the wall.
He's so corny. And then but it's your guy. You're like, nah, that's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, and then my third pick, I'm gonna go with an Alabama team. I'm gonna go with the one a little bit more recent. I'm gonna go with the 2020 Alabama team. That's the one with Mac Jones, Devontae Smith, Najee Harris.
That was the Tua game, right?
No, this is after Tua. So this is Mac Jones.
Okay, I'm getting.
So
all
this is
tweet right now.
So this Alabama team completely ran over Ohio State in the national championship game. They beat them 52-24.
Oh,
They
yeah,
went
yeah.
13-0.
Right.
They had no competition all year long.
That was the Justin Fields Ohio State, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
I think so. Yep. Yeah. So they didn't face. They faced good opponents, but they just completely handled business all year round or all year long, and it wasn't even close. I mean, I think they were ranked preseason number 1 or preseason number 2. I think they jumped to number 1 in like the second or third week and never looked back. So that team was just dominant from start to finish. So had to go with the 2020 Alabama Crimson Tide.
That's crazy. Dude, could you imagine if that was your team and people get confused on which championship season you're even talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, is that the one? No, that was a different championship.
Hey,
Yeah.
in my notes, I have a different Bama team.
See, that's what I'm saying. There's so many.
That's
That's
Well,
crazy.
I think-
That's funny. We
you know
all
what's
three
funny?
picked
I'm
different
not
ones.
gonna. I don't think I'm gonna pick them just because we already had. I'll honorable mention them, but
Fair. All right,
Yeah.
Eric, what do you got for your third
Okay,
pick?
so mine, I'm gonna get so I've done 2005, so I'm not just doing recency bias, but I'm gonna go with the 2021 Georgia Bulldogs, their first national championship, having to win against Alabama, like it. All the Georgia friends and fans that I have, like just how the hurdles that they had to jump through just to actually get, to actually win their natty. Is a fun team. Stetson Bennett being drunk as heck on like Good Morning America the next day and stuff. Like, yeah, and they were very good too. Yeah, they were dominant.
they were dominant that year.
Yeah.
Nobody was touching them that year.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Because you can't. it's like you don't want to knock it, but the next year, I mean, when they went back to back against TCU, it was that final was so lame. Like I couldn't even tell you a big
65-7.
yeah,
Garbage.
I couldn't tell you like a big play that and shockingly, I don't think anybody's gonna be picking last year's Michigan team as one of the best ones or most memorable ones. So,
whoa, spoiler alert, Eric.
oh, sorry.
All right, Brandon. Last two picks of the I forgot.
That's the last one.
Yeah.
Let's just do
Oh
three.
yeah, we're doing
Yeah.
3. Okay.
Yes.
Damn that. Okay. All right.
I mean,
That's
hey,
fair.
if you want to do it, I'll finish
I
the
had
draft.
I had
here.
more, but we can go 3. We can go 3.
Eric, what do you want to do?
3, but we can do honorable mentions. Let's just do the sort of list.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Players' name,
Yeah, let's
player
do that.
names. Oh,
Yep.
I love that guy.
All right.
All right, last pick, Brandon. Who you got?
All right. I'm doing this one for really myself, for younger me, because I don't know about y'all when y'all started watching it, but my family growing up, it was only Tennessee Vols football and Atlanta Braves. Basically, that's all we did. Like we went to family functions. That's all we watched. So I'm going with the 98 Vols because
Nice. 98
Vols,
baby, this year feels like 98.
Feels like 98.
That's the saying. That's what everybody says. Like, feels like 98. Like, that's the year. That's the last time Tennessee fans were happy. And,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows it wasn't. Peyton wasn't even there, but you had
Yeah.
Peerless Price and
Yeah.
you had T. Martin leading
Yeah.
that team.
What's
And
funny
like I
is the
said,
Peyton teams were definitely way better in terms
Yeah.
of like skill and top to bottom and just
Yeah.
how they played, but they just never won the championship.
yep, you got to win it. And
Got to win it, yeah.
they don't say feels like 97. They say feels like 98. And this year
Yeah.
it feels like 98. Boom, roasted.
That was good. That was good. I completely forgot we were doing 3 rounds, and I had my last pick was going to be. I guess we can go to honorable mentions. I was going to do the 2013 Florida State. Got to eat them W's. You know what I mean?
Dude, I almost did a James.
Eat them
James
W's.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had the 2009 Bama team, and that one was when you had Julio, you had Mark Ingram. He won the Heisman that year.
Yeah.
That was Saban's first title with Bama. Rolando McClain, like Hightower,
Yeah. There you go.
Hightower.
Cody.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
like
Mount
all the
Cody?
other,
Yeah.
like all the other Saban teams, you can list off like 17 first round picks.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, like you said, just a testament to them that we all 3 had different years.
Well, you know what's funny? I almost I didn't want to go too much into it, but even the 2012 one, you're like, because it seems like every damn team in the NFL ended up getting an Alabama player, and ours, the Titans, happened to be Chance Warmack, who sucked.
Yeah. The 2 Alabama are like the 2 big like Alabama players that we got outside of Derrick Henry, Chance Warmack, and dude, who was the linebacker? Rashawn Evans.
Sean Evans.
Yeah, Evans.
Like 2 biggest busts ever.
Yes.
Yeah. I also had the 2018 Clemson team with Trevor Lawrence.
I
Thank you,
had
Brandon.
I
Yeah, they're
had it
awesome.
on there.
They're good. They're
Yeah,
good.
they were good. They were really good.
They were good.
These are
I
national.
didn't
All
like
these
'em.
teams are worthy except for the 2022 Michigan Wolverines. Or 2023.
Or 2023, yeah.
Yeah, 2023
Yeah.
Michigan. The
So
worst national
forgettable, you don't even
championship
know what
team
year.
ever.
They're absolute
I had-
dog shit this year.
Dude, oh shit! They shouldn't have won it last year. It's almost like as someone who doesn't have a college team and doesn't really. I mean, I don't live and die college football. It like Michigan winning kind of chaps my ass a little bit because it's like we have a buddy that's a diehard Michigan fan, and now it's like no matter what,
Shout
he's
him
like,
out.
Yeah, Kendall.
Yeah, shout him
Kendall,
out.
Kendall Knight. I know you're out there. I know you listen. Your team was dog shit. No one liked them.
Put in the comments if you think Michigan cheated.
Yeah, you're like, and then they won it the year they cheated, and the coach fled. He was like fleeing charges. There's no extradition, back to Michigan.
Pete Carroll did it.
Yeah, he
Yep.
pulled a Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
And Pete Carroll very, very successful in the NFL.
Yep.
I had this on my list. I had this team on my list, and I do think they were a good team, but there was no way I was picking them. But the 0-2 Ohio State team that beat Miami,
They were good too. They were a good
They were
team
good.
too.
They were good.
they're a good team, but that's like one of those you remember where you were like watching that interference. You're like,
Oh my God,
especially
dude.
like back then when however old we were then,
that
it's like you
Maurice
really
Claret?
cared about sport.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
Maurice
freshman
Claret.
Maurice Claret. Yeah.
Yeah.
Craig Kinzel.
Yeah. I
Quarterback.
know.
Yeah.
He's smart.
He's
He's like a bioengineer or something, biochemical engineer or something.
Yeah, well, you know what? He's not on my draft.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, I had a principle. I couldn't pick them.
It's funny. I think it's because first off, it's Ohio State, so they already have like 60% of the country already hates them just because it's Ohio State. But they beat the Miami Dynasty team. They took the title away. So I think that's part of it where you're like, oh, I hate that team.
Well,
Like-
and it was
and on a
the way it
bullshit, and on
happened.
bullshit
Yeah.
pass interference at the as they were already celebrating.
But,
Crazy.
I mean, it was overtime in the national championship game. I mean, it was a great game.
Yeah. But
So,
what do you remember? What do you remember about that game?
I remember the flag coming in late.
Yeah.
I had one more honorable mention that I wouldn't have picked because I would not remember watching it, but I was just reading about teams, that 95 Nebraska teams. Y'all read about them?
Did
you read the stats on
the
them?
black shirts
No.
or whatever?
So, dude, they I mean, obviously I don't remember watching them if I did, but they averaged like 50 points a game, Eric, and they won the national championships. They beat Florida 62-14. And I was reading more about it. The O-line didn't give up a sack all year.
Oh, damn.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Like, I was like, dang, I wish I had watched that team. That sounds like, I'm sure. Reading it seemed like it was a pretty run-heavy offense as well. So I'm sure it was boring, especially 90s football. I'm sure
nowadays, if you go back and watch it, you'd be like,
good Lord.
Louise.
But golly, I mean, 50 points a game back then, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So, again, didn't watch them, but thought they deserved a shout-out.
Yeah, all the lists that I looked up, it started real heavy. Like the 1945 Army team was up there on a lot of these lists. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck cares about 1945 Army.
Yeah, I wasn't even reading those.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny too, Brandon, because even you have on there, or you mentioned it's like Nebraska beat Florida, but they didn't. I'm trying to remember. It was all voted though, right? Wasn't it all like they voted who was going to be in the national championship game?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because the
before
BCS. Yeah, the BCS didn't come into like the year after '99.
That's
when
Tennessee.
the BCS came in. Yeah, it was the year after Tennessee won. And I think it's typically it worked out where one would play two, and then it was still a vote after that. Even after the game, it was like how the polls ended is how.
Because even the I'm trying to think, what year was it? Man, I'm trying to think. What was this is bad for the content, but wasn't there one year where in like the 2000s where it was like one AP Bowl? It was the year LSU won. Weren't they like co-champions or something? Am I making that
Michigan?
up?
Yeah, it was Michigan and
no, it was
no, it wasn't Michigan.
No, it was USC. It was USC.
I spoke about this earlier.
Did you?
I literally told the story about this.
Is it bad that two of us don't remember?
Brandon, on this podcast, you brought up the LSU USC co-championship team.
When I picked US, let me read it again.
Yeah,
when I picked USC,
I wrote it down.
I said at the end, one of the reasons that they were so dominant that season is because the year before they got the stupid co-champion thing. So
I missed that part.
Their quote for the year was like, "Leave no doubt that we're going to be the champions." That was like their mantra for 2004.
Gotcha. You did say that.
And they did.
Now that you say that, it rings a bell. Yep.
You know what?
Yes. You boys need more Celsius.
I concur.
Listen, I'm foggy brained right now, dude. I'm still recovering from sickness.
Yeah, Anish is time traveling right now.
Yeah.
Get down with the sickness.
Yeah. Oh man, good draft, boys. This was a fun one. I was worried.
Fun. Football's fun, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, when you're talking about good football teams,
yeah. Wait, even Super Bowls, you can go like we should do Super Bowls during Super Bowl weekend-ish.
Yeah,
but it's like top level football is like the best. It's just unfortunately our teams are never in that conversation.
Yeah, it's not fun.
And also, I could like say
now I'm sad.
Like like Brandon, I could geek out on like the NHL Stanley Cups going back to like '95 and just being like, it's so fun because they had this and this and this and this and this.
I would struggle on that one, but I would figure it out for y'all.
Yeah, you can be like what Eric did for this draft. You just Google it and then you'll be fine.
Yeah. Go by your memory.
I'll tell you which year won't be on my draft.
I was gonna say if one of you chooses the 2017 Pittsburgh Penguins, I will punch you.
Nope. That team was not dominant.
Hey, funnest
they
playoff run?
Yeah, playoff run. Personal playoff runs that I got to take part in. 2017 was the best.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember that year because that was the year I had my back surgery, and literally I was like bed rest the entire Stanley Cup playoff run.
Dude,
it was fun. It made it so much better.
Dude, I got to see the Kevin Fiala overtime goal against the Blackhawks. Me and Nate were at that game, the overtime one. and then me and Brandon and Sean. It's just the three of us. Was it the three of us?
No, we went to Blues and
Yeah.
we went to a Ducks game too. If
Yeah,
I
that's
remember
right. We
right.
did. Yeah, we did. Oh, yeah, because that was the dude. Okay, so that was the game when we scored like 2 straight goals. It was
two
it
goals,
was a tie
both
game.
disallowed.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they called back 2 goals like back to back that we scored, and the arena it was one of those things where you're like, this is dark energy. Like it was rage of like 18,000 fans just pouring onto the ice, and then we thank God we won that game. But I mean, me and Brandon talk about all the
It
time.
was-
There was this kid in front of us who was like just screaming profanity, like down, and we were in the
I mean,
upper
like a
bowl.
high school kid.
Yeah,
He's
and we
like
were-
screaming at his dad.
Yes, yes, and he was screaming so bad that it made it where you were like, "Oh, okay, I'm not that crazy. Like I'm not that
Yeah.
like he would kill a ref right now."
But I mean, majority of the stadium though was ready to
It was dark
go down there.
Yeah. because it
I'm
was just
surprised
everything-
like stuff didn't get thrown on the. I
Yeah.
thought it was to that point where like I thought people were gonna start throwing stuff on the
yeah, the
ice.
tension was so it makes you want to throw up. That crazy.
That's-
We
tension.
came back and won that game
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We said the Ducks home. Go home.
It's wild that people get so angry about calls. I mean, obviously we all get angry about calls, but like 10 minutes later, you're kind of like, all right, let's get back into the game. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I can't imagine being so angry that you're still talking about it, like, you know, a day, month,
Anish,
years after.
It was
Hey.
you mean 5 years later still, or
Yeah.
no, what's that, 7 years later still talking about it?
7 years later.
Yeah. They
Hey, I
called
didn't pick
goals.
I didn't pick the Ohio State team because of a missed
Yeah,
call.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, and
That's true.
It means this
Oh,
shit
you know what?
means
Okay,
something.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right. Oh man. All right, boys. Another successful draft in the books. Wish you guys the best of luck on your Spartan race next week.
Oh yeah, thanks, Anish.
Hopefully you guys don't come back injured. Brandon, please make sure Eric
Well,
doesn't go to the hospital.
Either we come back with medals or we come back with some hilarious stories.
Win-win
be
either
good.
way. Yeah.
Win-win.
Win-win either way. All right. Anything else you guys want to cover before we get out of here?
No, get some bed rest.
Ready for
Anish.
bed.
Yeah, get some
Yeah.
rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that. All right, boys. Till next week.
Yeah. Good pod. See you, boys.